Hey everyone! In this video, I like to show off some cool and hidden transmogs in WoW. By hidden, I mean the ones you have probably forgotten about, or you have never heard of them before. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitch and make sure to join my Discord server. With that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. The first transmog I'd like to show off is the Grand Runespeaker Staff. This cool staff can be obtained by opening the chosen rune coffer in Maldraxxus and has a 2% drop chance. To even get to open the chest, you'll have to be a Necrolord Covenant and build the Anima Conductor. Once you have built it, open the Anima Conductor and point it towards the House of the Chosen. You will then see the chest on your map, but when you come to it, you can't open it. How? Well, there are 3 runes that need to be clicked before opening the cache. These runes spawn in the area of the chest. Once you click on the 3 runes, you can open the chest and hope to get the Grand Runespeaker Staff. The second transmog I'd like to show you is actually a bundle of 2 transmogs. I'm talking about the Ensemble Temporal Burdens. This ensemble grants you 2 shoulder transmogs, Chromie's Time-Spun shoulder pads and Morchi's Time-Worn shoulder pads. To get these cool shoulders, you'll head to the Seat of the Aspects on the top of the main tower in Valdrakken. Chromie should have a quest chain there, starting with the No Limits quest. Just follow this quest until the end and you will get your Chromie and Morchi shoulder pads. This quest chain consists of 7 quests, so it shouldn't take too long. And staying in Valdraxxus, the next transmog is the Pauldrons of the Firelord. These Ragnaros shoulders are pretty easy to get. You just have to farm currency called Paracusal Flakes. You can get these by participating in the Time Rift event that happens every hour on top of the hour. Before starting the event, you have to talk to Soridormi to start the event. Also accept the weekly quest she offers. The event consists of completing small tasks like killing mobs, solving puzzles, and so on. Once the timer runs out, a huge portal will spawn in the middle of the Tyrhold reservoir. You then go into the portal and wait for the final boss to spawn. Nowadays, people one-shot these bosses, so I'd recommend joining a group there, if there is anyone there. While I was trying to tag the mob, someone one-shot it and I didn't get credit towards the quest. If this ever happens to you, try to leave the scenario and get back in. I was in the group, so I TP'd out, left the group, and TP'd back in. This time I was there alone, so I could easily tag the boss and get my quest completed. You can participate in Time Rifts multiple times a day, but the weekly quest is only once per week. You can also get the shoulders from the boss kill, but the chances of that happening are very low. You can get a random drop from these bosses, depending on the scenario that was happening. There are also some other cool transmogs you might be interested in, but I have already made a video about this event already, so go check it out if you're interested. I will leave a link to it in the description. Then we have the Forest Lord Antlers. This cool headpiece transmog can be obtained by completing the achievement Treasures of the Emerald Dream. This one is pretty simple. You'll just have to open the chests scattered around the zone. I will leave the exact locations of each of the treasures in the description of the video, so let's get to it. To get the Triflesnatch's Roving Trove, you'll have to get here on the map. You'll see an owl chilling on a branch. You will click it, follow it, click it again, and repeat the process 4 times until the owl finally decides to rest and give you its treasure. To get the Crystalline Glowblossom, just head to this spot on the map. Maneuver yourself on the tree branches until you're on top of the treasure or until you can loot it. Pretty simple. To get the magical bloom, you'll head right here. You'll see Laughing Podling just chilling. Click on him, follow him, click on him again, follow him again, click on him, and you got the treasure. To get the Reliquary of Ursol, you'll first have to get the Mark of Ursol. The mark can be located right here. Once you got the mark, you'll have a 1-minute timer to get to Ursol's statue, which luckily for you is located just up the hill. Click on the statue, choose the only dialogue option, and loot the treasure. To get the Reliquary of Ashamane, go inside the cave right here. Then find yourself the Mark of Ashamane. I found more than one here, but the best one is probably this one right here. You then follow this path until you get to the statue. Again, you click it and loot the chest. To get the hidden Moonkin stash, just fly on top of this flying branch over here and loot it. To get the Pineshrew Cache, fly to this spot on the map and loot it. To get the Odd Burl, fly to this spot on the map. It's on the big tree. Again, just loot the burl and that's done. To get the Reliquary of Aviana, go to this spot and click on the Mark of Aviana. You then fly to this spot, click on the statue and loot the chest. To get the Reliquary of Goldrinn, go to this spot and click the Mark of Goldrinn. Then fly up to this cave right here, click the statue and loot the chest. Congratulations! You now got the achievement and the Forest Lord Antler Transmog. Up next we have the Bar-Fusan's Hackblade. This is one of the coolest two-handed swords in the game in my opinion. To get this, you'll first head to this spot in Revendreth. You will kill the Maldraxxi defectors over and over again until one drops a quest item called a Defector's Request. You finish the quest in Korthia, which will then grant you a mission to your mission table. You then just complete the mission and you'll get the blade. If you're having problems with mission table, you can simply go to the top layer of Oribos and buy the item, which will set your renown to 60. This will grant you the item Wisp of Memory, which will grant the companion of your choosing 75,000 XP. You can do this, change your covenant, use the item again and repeat for each of the covenants. Once you're done, you should end up with 4 Wisps of Memory, which is just enough to do the quest. This is also a good way to get some anima to start, since each time you get to renown 60, you'll get 1000 anima as well. Also make sure to do this before you get the item, since the mission is on a timer, and if you don't manage to do it in time, the mission will disappear. There is still time, you can change covenant and complete the mission there, but that means you'll also have to build the command table from scratch, which isn't bad, but it takes up your time. The next item I'd like to show you is the Coral-Sharpened Greatsword. This beauty drops from a special mob called Spawn of Salgas. To spawn the rare, you'll first have to unlock the Mardivas' laboratory in Nazjatar. This is pretty simple. You just kill some mobs in the zone or loot chests, and the quest item should drop anytime. Once you get the item, you'll complete the first quest. Once completed, you'll need some stuff to summon Spawn of Salgas. You'll need the strange oceanic sediment and strange mineralized water. These drop from the Algan mobs around the area. These are hard to spot, so I've made a macro to spot them, which I will leave a link to it in the description. Or you can just buy the item off the auction house, they are pretty cheap and will save you a lot of time. Once you have the items, you'll head to the laboratory, get the weekly quest from the book, and click on the small yellow crystal and big blue crystal. Once you do this, click on the altar and the mob will spawn. You can do this only once per week per character, and there are other cool transmogs from different mobs from this laboratory. For example, the shield I've just got. The drop chance of the sword is around 12%, so it shouldn't take you long. Good luck! And that's pretty much it for the video. What do you think? Did you know about any of these transmogs? Do you know any others I should mention in the next video? If so, make sure to let me know in the comments. And speaking of commenting, answer this question of the day. What's your opinion on the WoW housing? Are you enjoying it? For me, I don't care about it at all. I made some gold through engineering because of it, but other than that, I don't really enjoy it. To be fair, I didn't even finish my house. Just look at it.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. God damn.
As always, thank you so much for watching the video, like it if you liked it, and make sure to throw a wildfire bomb on the subscribe button and bell button as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later!